This video is for class 6 mathematics, and today we are starting a new topic, proportion. Let us try to understand what is proportion. I hope you have understood ratio. If you have understood ratio, then it becomes easier for us to understand proportion. So let us take one example. Consider the following example. What is the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls in a group of 8 boys and 12 girls? So this kind of sum we have already done. So the required ratio will be number of boys upon number of girls, which is 8 upon 12, and if we cancel this, we shall get 2 upon 3. So the answer will be 2:3. So the answer will be 2:3. Now let us consider another example. What is the ratio of rupees 18 to 27? So the required ratio will be rupees 18 upon 27. That is, if we cancel, we shall get again 2 upon 3 here, again 2 upon 3. So we can say this 8 upon 12 here is equal to 18 upon 27, because both are giving us the answer 2 upon 3. So when this kind of ratios become equal, then they are known as proportion. So it is observed in the examples given above that ratios 8 upon 12 and 18 upon 27 are equal. So when this kind of ratios becomes equal, then they are considered to be proportion. Then we will say they are in proportion. Such an equality of two ratios is called a proportion and is read as 8:12 as 18:27. So this can be expressed by writing 8:12 as 18:27. So these 4 dots are as. Here you can see these 4 dots here can be pronounced as, as, right? So thus a proportion is an expression which states that the two given ratios are equal. The numbers 8, 12, 18 and 27 that are used in the proportion are called its terms. So in a proportion we should have 4 terms. 8 is the first term, 12 is the second term, 18 is the third term and 27 is the fourth term of the proportion. 8:12 equals to 18:27. In general, the symbol for representing a proportion is a 4 dot. Now let us try to understand some few things about proportion. Here in the above examples, you saw that there were 2 different factors. One, we were comparing the numbers. In the next question, we were comparing rupees. So in a proportion, the first 2 terms needs to have the same unit and the second 2 terms needs to have the same unit. It is okay if all of them have the same unit, but it is very necessary that first 2 terms needs to have the same unit and the next 2 terms, that is third and fourth, also needs to have same unit. Okay, few things about proportion. In a proportion, the first 2 terms, quantities, must be of the same kind. That means they should have same unit. Whereas the last 2 terms must also be of the same kind. That means they need to have same unit, which we have just discussed. All the 4 quantities in a proportion may be of the same kind and of same unit. Number 2. In a proportion, the first and the fourth terms are called extremes. Since they appear at the boundaries, so they are called extremes. Whereas the second and the third terms are called means. Thus, in a proportion, 8 and 27 are appearing at the extremes, hence they are known as extremes. Whereas 12 and 18 is appearing at the center, hence they are known as means. So there is one formula for the proportion. Okay, product of the extremes, that means if you multiply 8 and 27 should be equal to the product of the means, which is 12 into 18. Both of them should come same. In a proportion, A is to B equals to C is to D. D is known as the fourth proportion. So after knowing all these things, let us try to solve few examples and few questions from exercise 12a. Okay, coming to the exercise 12a, let us try to do number 1. In each of the following, check whether or not the given ratio forms a proportion. Here, what we will do is, we have 4 terms with us. We'll try to find the product of the extremes and then try to find the product of the means. If they come equal, then they are in proportion. If they are not equal, then they are not in proportion. Let us try to understand with the help of example. So, we have come to the solution of the first one. Please refer your book for the question. Question number 1. The ratio given to us is 8:16. The other ratio is 12:15. Our job is to find whether these 4 terms are in proportion or not. So, product of the extremes, here you can see the extremes 8 and 15. So, when we multiply 8 and 15, we are getting 120. And the product of the means, which is 16 into 12, we are getting 192. Since these two numbers are not matching, since 120 is since 120 is not equal to 192, here you can see 120 is not equal to 192, thus the given ratio is not in proportion. I hope you understood this. So, simply you have to multiply the extremes and then multiply the means. If the numbers come same, then they are in proportion. If the number doesn't come same, then they are not in proportion. Let us try to do the next sum. Number 1, 2. The numbers given to us is 16 is to 28 and 24 is to 42. Again, the product of the extremes, which will be 16 into 42, we are getting 672. And product of the means, we are getting 28 into 24, which is again 672. So, you can see here both the number is coming same, hence the given ratio is in proportion. I hope you understood this, right? Let us go to the question. Please try to do number 3 by yourself. I have done number 4. Try number 5 and 6 by yourself. So, the numbers which I have done is 1, 2 and 4, right? Please try number 3, 5 and 6. So, let us go to the solution of number 4. So, 1, 4. So, the ratio given to me is 25 is to 40 and 20 is to 32. 25 is to 40 and 20 is to 32. So, the product of the means, that is the product of the extremes, that is 25 into 32. 25 into 32 extremes, I am getting 800, and product of the means, which is 40 into 20, again I am getting 800, hence the given ratio is in proportion. Please try the other numbers.